Hello, my name is Lucien, and in this video I'll be drawing comedian and music artist Danny Gonzalez. I start out with the proportions and the basic shape. Lay out where each feature will fit into the portrait, and where the shadows will fall. I start laying down the shadows and the values of the face, mostly the dark parts first. I try to give the illusion of dimension. Then I focus on a small area, in this case the eye, and I draw it according to what I see in the picture. I mark the shadows a bit more intense, and then I start out on the mouth. I define its shape and the values. Then I have a cat break, of course. From the mouth, I go to the nose and I try to mark the shape and where the light will fall and the highlights will be. And from the nose, I focus on the other eye after. I did from left to right, so I wouldn't smudge the drawing, but that's not usually how I would do it. I focus on marking the shadows around the nose and the face. This time on the darker part of the face. Then I go for little details, try to make them more, according to the picture. I wasn't really satisfied with the darkness of the mouth, the deep tones, so I tried to use different tools to make it darker, but it wasn't really working properly, so I kinda just gave up. I start working on the neck, marking the shadows and the lights, trying to pass the volume. From the neck I start defining the shape of the shirt and where the wrinkles of the shirt will be, and the darks and the lights of it. Again, I wasn't very satisfied with how it was turning out because of the quality of the pencils, so I kept using different tools to try to make it darker or lighter in certain spots, but it wasn't working very well. I try to adjust the shadows of the other parts of the face according to the shirt to always keep a balance of the entire drawing. Then I start the eyebrows. I do the basic shape and then I fill it around with the little hairs. The hairs aren't in the perfect place, but you can get the idea. I don't know why I started with the right one this time, but you know, it doesn't really matter. I compare the eyebrows one to another if they're correct vertically on the face. Then I started on the ear, trying to mark where the folds would be, where the dark parts and the light parts would be. The ear, I went to the hair because it was the closest part and what was more striking in the face. I wasn't really satisfied how it was turning out because the darks weren't dark enough and the lights were smudging really easily, but I had already started with those pencils and they were coal, and the other pencils I had were graphite, so I just kept going with it, tried to make the best I could. From there, I start working on the background. I make it darker so the highlights of his face pop out more and he looks more three-dimensional. I go left to right so I wouldn't smudge his face with the charcoal. In the end, I look at the drawing and I see if there's anything I'd like to improve, something I'd like to adjust. I also worked on the shirt to give it a bit more texture and make it more three-dimensional, less flat. So this is the final result. If you liked, make sure to subscribe, like, and share with the friends that like art. See you next video!